Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be carrying on our series. And if you guys remember, what we did in the last episode is that we added now our frames. We have now wings to be placed on our ship, which is quite cool. So I'm just going to add that here, and we added the thrusters. So now, as you can see, we can add the thrusters on our ship, which is really good. Now, the last thing I would like to add is some kind of a bridge or panel control or something. So we can kind of place, let's say if I add press 0 again, then I can add it right here. So it can come, and then we can actually add this new bridge control somewhere. And then what we're going to do is that we're going to press control, and then we're going to be able to pilot the ship from here. Our character, our character is going to stay stationary here, and is going to move with the ship. So let's see how far we can actually go with this. But before, let's implement our panel, right? Control panel. So to do that, we're just gonna browse to the asset. I'm gonna duplicate the thrusters, and I'm gonna call this BP base control, right? And the base control, basically, it's gonna be where we're gonna base our camera, or maybe we can add some kind of a controllable here. I'm not sure yet how we're gonna do this properly, but I'm sure we can actually implement something later on. But anyway, now what I'm gonna do is that I am gonna add here a cube, right? Cube. Now I'm gonna make sure this is the parent. So the cube is the parent. I'm gonna remove this part, I don't need it. And then I'm just gonna do something very, like simple here. Imagine that this is a control panel. And we're just gonna copy and paste, bring this right here, added maybe a rotation like that, like something very silly, just so we know more or less. If you have Blender, if you have some kind of a item already, you can add it, but there you go. Now, what we gotta do is that on the part place and on the part spawn, so on the part spawn, we remove the collision just to, oh, what's that issue? Set collision. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but can I do that? Yeah, weird. I'm gonna do no collision, so I'm gonna compile and save. And now on this one, same thing. Can I add it here? Yeah, I can. That's weird. But anyway, compile and save. Perfect. Now, I'm going to close that. We're going to just remember the name of this. Go back to... Actually, there's a better way we can do this. When I'm liking to search for things quickly on the project, I just hold Control-Shift-P. Sorry, not Control-Shift-P. What happened? I just want to remove my view from that. I need to visibility, Shift T. Oh, well, I'm back, guys. So for some reason I pressed the button that attached the part to the character, so to the camera actually, so you can move with it. But anyway, let's just go back. So I'm gonna hold Control P, right? And now I can search for BPC, the building ship building, sorry. The reason why I did this is just because it's easy then actually go on the folder and whatever. So anyway, now I'm gonna do keyboard, and I think it's number 3. Yeah, copy and paste that, and now we are gonna add the control. Compile and save. Perfect. Now let's just test it to see if the controls are running properly, which it is. It's quite cool actually. All we got to do here on the control is we need to basically tell where do we want to place the item. Because right now, if I press play and I press, let's see, 0 there, I can kind of place whatever I want, but it won't be ideal, right? I need to be able to control that part right here, right, or something. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go back to the base frame, to the viewport, and just basically get this base socket, copy and paste, drag and drop right here where I want it to place, more or less. I'm gonna add this socket inside so we can actually see exactly where is this from. So I can do 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? And now we can actually just plug it right here and do like that. Perfect. Now I know that everything's on place, which is perfect. Now I can compile this thing and I can go back here, press 0, and now I can press number 3 and I can place the controls here. And look at that, we can actually have the controls up and running. Now, of course, that we need to do some improvements here to make sure that everything is working properly. And that's what we're going to be doing here in the next part. So the way this is going to work is, let me use Paint here to explain properly how more or less we're going to do this. So the way the No Man's Sky does probably, I'm not sure because I don't have access to the code, but imagine that this cube here is your ship, right? The thing that you are actually building. So what we're going to do here is that every new part that we add, so let's say we are adding the frames, and then we're going to be adding the thrusters, and we're going to be adding other things. I don't know why I can't do that, but anyway, imagine that you're adding all the thrusters, the control panel, whatever. So this is going to be all connected here, right? And what happens is that inside this thing, we're going to have, you know, all the parts by category. So the thrusters, the control panel, and then what we're going to do is that once the control panel is hooked up into the ship, we can actually tell the engine to say, hey, look, this is actually ready to be controlled, and then we can actually do, you know, the thing. So we're going to create like a master part. So every time you, let's say you add a, you connect a part to it, it creates like a master part or something, or we can make it so, I think we're going to make it so every time you add a frame, if it doesn't have anything attached to it, it creates a master part, and then it saves all in the references, and then from there we can actually work out how to do the rest. Alright guys, so I know it sounds very complicated, but we're gonna make it very simple here, and then later on you guys can use this to expand for your game. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.